mes amis. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Dominique Duvernay, aka Creole Lady Marmalade. So, on my last video, we talked about the controversy surrounding the word Creole and the backlash some of us get for identifying as Creole, and I still do it anyway. But so if you want to check that video out, just go back. It's on my page. But today, I wanted to talk about another controversial word that has to do with mixed folk, and that word is mulatto. Mulatto. So, as you know, the rapper Lotto, Big Lotto, her original stage name was Mulatto, but there was some backlash behind that because here in America, that is a derogatory term. I believe there are some places in Latin America that use it and it's totally normal, but here in America, that is a derogatory term. Most people know that a mulatto is someone who is of both African and European descent. They are mixed. But the origin of this word is pretty derogatory. Mulatto stems from the word mula, which comes from both Spanish and Portuguese. There are different sites that say the origin is from Spanish, some say it's from Portuguese, but in either case, it's the same one word, mula, which means mule in both Spanish and Portuguese. And we all know that a mule is half horse, half donkey. So mulatto people were literally being compared to animals who are hybrid. The mulatto is a hybrid person, and they compared it to a hybrid animal, which is crazy. So mula is mule, mulatto, little mule, young mule. So what I found interesting about the word is that, most people associate the word with mulatto to mean half black, half white, black parent, white parent, and even Webster's dictionary defines it as a first generation mixed person of African and European descent, basically someone who has a white parent and a black parent. But as I was going through my family tree and looking through census papers and all that stuff, five of my 8 great grandparents are the products of mulatto parents. So as I dug through it, I noticed that I would see that someone's mulatto and I would go, oh, one of their parents is white, and then I'd find their parents and both their parents would be mulatto as well. And then I'd find their parents and both of their parents were mulatto. So my family tree is mulatto for a long time. So mulatto doesn't necessarily have to mean white parent, black parent. I find that interesting because people often wonder, and there's all this debate, what is the child of 2 mixed people or 2 biracial people? What do you then call that child? So finding these old census papers kind of proved that, okay, so 2 mulatto people make a mulatto baby. So I'm gonna just show you some cases in my own family tree. These are actual census papers, and this went up all the way until the latest was 1920. Because, after that, eventually Louisiana started having a 1-drop rule. There was no more mulatto. You were just Negro or white or whatever else. But there was no more subcategories and all that. But all the way up until 1920, 5 of my great-grandparents' parents were listed as mulatto. It's crazy. So this is my paternal great-grandmother, Shirley Guidry, from Opelousas, Louisiana. She was Cajun and Creole. And this is her father, my great-great-grandfather, Ross Guidry. And this is his 1910 census. As you can see, for race, it says mulatto. So I assumed, oh, he must have had a white parent and a black parent. But if you see here, his father's name, Charles Guidry, mother's name, Mary Guidry. His father, Charles Guidry, his race, mulatto. And his mother, Mary Guidry, her race, mulatto. So this shows us that 2 mulatto people, or AKA 2 biracial people, produce a biracial child. This is how they at least categorized it back then, which makes all the genetic sense. So I'm gonna take you guys to my mom's side now. So this is my great-great-grandfather, Peter Garanger, my grandfather's grandfather. This is his census also from 1910. I just wanna point out how this side of my family is from the 9th Ward, you heard me? Yeah, that's a little cool switch up for y'all right quick. But look, yeah, so this side of my family is from the 9th Ward, but it's interesting to see that they originated in the 7th Ward because that's where most Creoles, Poisson Blanc, mulattoes, just Creole people, that's where they live. They all kind of hovered in that one area. It was synonymous with being Creole. So I often wonder why that side of my family wasn't from the 7th Ward, but apparently originally they were. So as you can see, his race is mulatto. And as you can see, his relation to head of house is his brother. So let's go down and see here. His brother is Felix Garanger. You can see where it says head of household. Okay, so Felix Garanger. As we go down to race, mulatto. So he and his brother are both mulatto. So Felix and Peter are brothers. Lucy is Felix's wife, Lucy Garanger. So, and John is the child of Felix and Lucy. John would be the cousin of my great-grandmother. Let me go to Felix's wife, Lucy, her race, mulatto. Felix and Lucy are both mulatto. So let's look at the son of Felix and Lucy. And as we see, John, he's also mulatto. And you can see father's name, Felix, mother's name, Lucy. So Felix, a mulatto, Lucy, a mulatto, gave birth to a mulatto child. As you can see in my real life family census records, a mulatto isn't necessarily just the child of a black person and a white person. A mulatto is also the child of two mulatto people. So this proves my theory of what is called multi-generationally mixed. And that is to say that people from mixed lineages are still mixed. If I mix the colors black and white and I get gray, if I go and mix that gray with more gray, it don't magically turn back to black. I still have the color gray, and I can keep adding gray as many times as I want. It's never going to turn black, and it's never going to turn white. It's still going to be a mixture of both black and white. So I'm going to show you guys another example to show this wasn't a fluke. Like, this was a thing. It's all in my family tree. So that the last one I showed you guys was on my mom's side. The first one I showed you guys was on my dad's mom's side. And now I'm going to show you one from my dad's side. So this is my paternal grandfather, Lloyd Dolio. Okay, so here we have Joseph Dolio, and he is the paternal grandfather of my grandfather, Lloyd, which would be my great-great-grandfather, and this is his 1910 census. Just pointing out really quick how this Creole relative is also from the 7th Ward. But as you can see on here, his also says mulatto. So if we go down here, it says mother's name, Machas Dolio. So let's pull hers up. Machas, race, also mulatto. And just to throw out there, Virginia, which would be my great-great-grandmother, Virginia Dolio, also mulatto. Actually, mulatto with white in parentheses, and I have no idea what that means. But it's just to show you that Joseph is mulatto and his mother Machas also mulatto. Now, I don't have his dad's info, but still, we can see here that his mom's mulatto, he's mulatto. There's so much. I have so many of these, so I found like the most recent ones to show you guys. This is where my great-grandparents stem from. They all stem from, well, except for the 2 that are fully black, the one that is fully Latino, but the other 5, all 5 of them stem from 2 mulatto parents. So that's why some of us consider ourselves multi-generationally mixed, Creole, whatever the case. We come from, you know, long lines of mixing. And as you can see here, as this paperwork shows, 2 mixed parents still made a mixed child. Black is still there, it didn't disappear. But the white also didn't disappear. You are still, and as my DNA results, which I also have posted, as you can see, I am nearly 50-50. I'm like 51, 52% African, 47% European. The other 1 or 2 is indigenous, but you can kind of see where the 50-50 just kept duplicating. Even my mom's, her results are literally 47-47. 47% African, 47% European, 6% indigenous. So you can see the original baby that came from the African and the French, or the African and the European, and they made that 50-50 baby, because back then biracial babies were 50-50 because they were coming from 100% African slaves. So that original 50-50 baby that came from that during slavery times, when they got with that other 50-50 baby, you can literally see how that same 50-50 has duplicated all the way down to my mom and then all the way down to me. We're both around that half range. And that's crazy to see these census records showing that the parents of my great-grandparents were all mulatto and their parents were mulatto. And I went pretty deep with some of these, and their parents were mulatto, but it's layers deep. Like, it says mulatto, 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 mulatto for a long time. So that's how deep those mixed roots go. But yeah, so Thank you so much for watching. Again, I just wanted to tap into that and show another side of what it means to be mixed. So mulatto, don't get me wrong, it is a derogatory term. I'm not glorifying it or glamorizing it or proud that it's on the census. It's just an example because that's the word they use then. So pretend it says biracial instead. It's just an example to show you that two biracial parents make a biracial baby. Or if you don't want to call it biracial, it makes a mixed baby. The mixing doesn't disappear. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a little something new today. As we see, Webster's is not always correct because I have the actual paper trail to show that mulattoes were produced by other mulatto parents and not solely white parent, black parent. So yeah, I'll go back, watch my DNA videos, my video about Creole. I'm gonna keep spitting these out and you know, digging in these uncomfortable terms and this uncomfortable mixedness and what it means to be mixed and the different types of mixed and all of that. And yeah, until next time, au revoir.